So I wanted to walk you through the sphere of influence activity. This is a brainstorming activity that you can do on your own or you can do with a large group. It's something that you might want to reach out to others in your growing Health Rocks network to ask them to do as well. It can be a great way to do some guided brainstorming about who you know and who you might not have even thought about turning to as a potential volunteer and or donor for your Health Rocks program. So to get started, you might take a big piece of easel paper like this if you were doing as a part of a group, or just a plain piece of paper if you're doing this at your own desk. Start with a circle in the middle. That's you. The next circle out, think about your friends, clients, vendors, people perhaps at your church, your synagogue, your house of worship. Who are in your closest, best friends? Who are those that you would turn to first? Write all their names down here. This is not the time to be thinking, oh, but that person would never give to Health Rocks, or I don't know if I could reach out to them. We'll get to that later. This is a way for you to start diagramming and brainstorming everybody who's in your network. Next, be thinking about who's that next group of maybe it's acquaintances or doctors, dentists, your vet, those who are a little bit further out in that network. So I'll put in doctor, my dentist, my vet here. Maybe some of your vendors you turn to. If you're a business owner, you use them less often. We have less contact with them. Or clients who are not as regular coming in to work with you. And then finally, that largest circle out here, think about those others. Maybe it's folks who live out of town that you haven't reached out to in a long time, those casual acquaintances, or maybe it's a friend of a friend, somebody that you think might really enjoy this program, but you'd have to go through somebody else to get to them. So once you have diagrammed from the closest friends to those with whom you have the most distant relationship, and unlike me, I want you to actually write down those names. I didn't want to take the time to do that right here, but write down names, write down relationships with them. Then start going back through that, highlighting those people that you know give to other organizations, give to other youth-serving organizations, or maybe those that you know who are in your network who already give to 4-H. You want to make sure that you've highlighted all of those folks. There's going to be your first and best set of potential donors. Then think about those on this list who volunteer or get engaged. You know, are people who are active in the community. Maybe you want to underline those folks. Those are ones, they may be a step or two away from giving to your program, but could be a great source of potential volunteers for your program or to help you raise money. We'll have to think about how to get them engaged. And then finally, you may look at this and say, there are certain people in your network where there's not that natural affinity. Either they're too far out in your network right now to be able to reach to, you're not sure whether they are philanthropic, whether they give, or maybe they give to things that are completely different from 4-H. Keep those folks on the list, but set them aside for now as lower on your priority list. That is how to build a great network, and I promise that you will uncover so many people that you never thought of turning to as potential donors to Health Rocks.